welcome to the Pinecrest Saloon. My name is Ryan Michael, I'm the saloon keeper here. And Pinecrest is part of the Pinecrest Village, which is technically part of Manitowoc County Historical Society. Today I'm here to educate you on some of the mixology of the 1800s. So now, at one time, there's a drink called the whiskey cocktail, and it was the most common drink. I mean, our own very President George Washington at one time was selling whiskey. So, it all starts with a glass. Now, you're going to add the choice of whiskey. That's about right. And now, simple syrup. Now, you guys may think simple syrup is sugar and water, but during that time, in the 1880s or so, they were mixing that with honey, especially here in Wisconsin. Now, a lot of times you hear people muddle their own simple syrup. Well, that didn't take place for a while, and we'll get there eventually. Splash of simple syrup, and that's just made with honey and water. Now you're going to use also another concoction called bitters. And you just put a dash of bitters in there. And then the final ingredient is a splash of water. Oh, heavens. Alice, we need some more water. And this is the whiskey cocktail. Now you may be asking yourself, this kind of starting to sound a little familiar, as it should. Now, a lot of immigrants here would have a sweeter beverage than whiskey. And in 1898 at the World's Fair, a man named, let's just call him Corbell, came to the World's Fair, and he brought this drink known as brandy. And no longer was it the whiskey cocktail. It now became the brandy cocktail. And now in a book published in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1933, yes folks, 1933, December 2nd, 1933, when Prohibition ended, this book was already printed. So now it talks about the brandy cocktail in 1932 and 33. So now let's fast forward to just post-World War II. And now this thing called a supper club was everywhere. And so now they started talking about this drink known as the brandy cocktail and said, I like one of those old brandy cocktails. And eventually, folks, that became the Brandy Old Fashioned.